Alright, it took me a while to figure out what's being said here, but I think I've got it. Pretty much, there's just an insane amount of ways to break Pokemon Go. You know, violate terms of service, botting, spoofing, all kinds of ways of getting banned, and this is an update on those ways with some clarification, but also unbanning some people that were falsely banned, but not unbanning all the people that were falsely banned. However, you might fall into the group of people that were falsely banned. It's kind of all over the place. So we can read through this, then I'll discuss, but at least Pokemon Go, Niantic, they're updating us, they're being a little more open, which works out. So we continue to work to ensure the integrity of the game and the health of our servers by blocking unauthorized access and at times by banning offending accounts. So that's good. Niantic needs to, like, you know, we can't have Pokevision, we can't have all of these apps that are kind of scanning for Pokemon because it destroys the servers, and also just anyone breaking terms of service, cheating, spoofing, botting, they need to be stopped. So Niantic, staying true to that. This includes blocking bots, data scraping operations, and banning end-user accounts associated with those activities. Some players may not have realized that some add-on map apps do more than just show you nearby Pokemon. Each end-user app can be used as a collection tool by the app creator, invisibly collecting and forwarding data to the app creator with or without the knowledge of the end user. This is big. This actually may be why some people think they were wrongfully banned, even though by using helper apps, by using add-ons to the Pokemon Go app and add-on maps, you are actually violating the terms of service, and a lot of people might not have known this. They might have thought, oh, it's just a helper app, it's not as game-breaking as Pokevision, it's not super cheaty, it doesn't seem like it's against terms of service, but the thing is that that app is actually using you to pretty much get data out of Pokemon Go, and then Pokemon Go doesn't see the app doing it, they see you doing it, and that's why you get banned. So you could be like, oh, I'm not spoofing or botting, I'm playing legitimately, but these extra add-ons are still against terms of service, and so this is like a PSA. You cannot do anything associated with Pokemon Go that isn't Pokemon Go. Niantic has been pretty strict about that, and it just kind of keeps showing more and more. Now, some other apps are usable as long as they're not working in conjunction with Pokemon Go. So here we go. These apps can have an effect similar to DDoS attacks on our servers. Because of this, we have had to ban some accounts associated with using these add-on map tools. So if they consider themselves map add-on tools, avoid them, leading to confusion by some users as to why they were banned. This is a small subset of the accounts banned. So this wasn't like a massive out of control thing. Also, we really don't know how many players have been banned. We don't know how many people have been banned for spoofing, how many people have been banned for botting, all the bots, all the like fake accounts, and everything that violates, like, it's just out of control with how much hacking is going on with Pokemon Go. But even then, like, some legitimate players are getting tagged, and it is a small subset. You know, I feel that this is absolutely necessary because, like, calm down, guys. A majority of legitimate players are not being wrongfully banned. It's probably less than 1%, probably less than 0.1% of, like, bans. Like, not even all the users, but of bans, 1% or less of bans are to the wrong people. Now, when you start scaling the game up to tens of millions of users, those numbers start adding up. But Pokemon Go is doing their best right now. Niantic is doing their best. So that's kind of what we're at right now. As a result of some of the changes made to our infrastructure, another key detail right here, guys, is that it's not all just fixing the game, that there's always background work going on, either to update the hack checkings, try to update the infrastructure, make the game more stable, make the servers more stable. You know, not everything is going to be a straight up game update that's going to, you know, bring back tracking or introduce trading or at least fix some of the game mechanics that people aren't fans of. You know, there's a lot of background work that happens, and that's what happened. This update to the infrastructure now makes it to where we can unban this set of accounts. So that's actually pretty nice that they are starting to work on the tools to get into the specifics as to what is violating terms of service and what isn't. Add-on maps, which scrape data from our servers, still violate terms of service. That's what I was talking about earlier, guys. Like, it's still TOS violating. You can't do that. And use of them may still result in an account being banned going forward. So pretty much, this is your second chance. Delete all those map helper apps, because once you get banned again, there's going to be zero tolerance. So this was pretty much just to sort out the confusion. It's alright. We saw a lot of people getting banned for this. They might not have known. They might have known, they might not have. But Niantic's giving the benefit of the doubt and like a little slap on the wrist right now. This is just an update, guys. They are staying firm on their decisions about Pokevision, on their decision to make the game healthy and have the most integrity for everyone playing. So, you know, it's only Pokemon Go. and nothing else. So get rid of that stuff. Accounts whose sole purpose was to scrape data are not being unbanned though. Accounts which used apps or websites to remotely capture Pokemon, battle or deploy on gyms, or harvest resources from Pokestops are not being unbanned. Our main priority is to provide fair, fun, legitimate experience to all players, so aggressive banning will continue to occur for players who engage in these kinds of activities. So pretty much, this isn't like a massive unban. This is a massive, this is just a slight unban, you know, for the small subset of people that didn't know they might have been breaking the rules off of just specifically helper apps that were scraping data. Dedicated accounts for scraping data, those will stay banned. Botting, spoofing, any kind of like remote capture, botting, I've said botting so many times, anything that hacks, those guys aren't getting unbanned either. So it's not like, you know, this is going to be a second chance for everyone, just a small group of people. And that's where we are looking at right now. So I don't know if we're going to get an update as to the gyms as well. From what I've heard, like if you get anywhere from like 3 to 7 reports on a gym, your account gets banned, or at least suspended, and then you can submit an appeal. But it's kind of very easy to abuse that once someone goes into a gym, even if you just don't like that person, or if you feel like being a jerk today, or if you have a small group of friends, you can get a lot of accounts banned. Now, I'm not saying this to encourage people to go and do this behavior, but it's pretty much well known. I think it needs to be addressed as well. So we don't know about that. You can always submit a ban appeal, and then they'll probably be like, oh yeah, this account hasn't done anything suspicious, so you get unbanned. It's mostly an inconvenience, but it's also done as a way of preventing this, because if you see, you know, 3 accounts with relatively similar names, all with 3,000 CP Dragonites, or, you know, very unrealistic trainers and stuff in gyms, most likely they're botting, and that's how you ban them. And Niantic probably has such a loose banning system to figure out how these accounts are doing it. You know, they get the ban, they can read the data from the account, and they can see what is in line with people that are hacking the game, and then they can use that going forward. Unfortunately, it's a really low number right now, and hopefully it's being changed soon, and hopefully we'll get an update about that, and a lot of people will be like just unbanned from that activity as well. So that's why I first saw. When I first saw this, I was like, yo guys, this might be a big push for banning going forward. This is actually identifying things that I didn't even realize were a problem. That's why it took me, you know, I had to read over this like 3 times to really figure out what's going on here. But it's pretty simple in the end, and that's what we have for today. Also, I was just going through the Reddit. This seems pretty unfortunate right here. GPS spoofer appears on local newspaper bragging about completing Pokemon Go. So this is just pretty much saying on a local newspaper of my city. Article is in Spanish. I think this is actually from Spain. The guy in the article claims to be the first one in our city to catch all Pokemon. At this point, all seems legit, but funny thing comes when he says that he has captured Pokemon from other countries or other continents without traveling, stating that he got them from eggs, which is impossible according to many posts on this Reddit. So it seems like it's kind of finally confirmed that you cannot hatch exclusive Pokemon in the eggs. I think I recently said this in a video, but apparently that was just not true, because there was a lot of contradicting information, but now the Reddit has seemed to come to a conclusion that if you live in an area, you're not like, say if you live in the US, you're not going to find a Kangaskhan in an egg, but that's what this guy claims. Also, he mentions that he only walked 75 kilometers to complete his Pokedex, and that's the laugh out loud right there, because 75 kilometers, that's nothing, because there's 5-kilometer eggs, so you also have to go from Pokestop to Pokestop, and then you have to hatch the eggs and stuff. A lot of the math just isn't adding up for a lot of people. Also getting the experience required to kind of push forward through this and stuff. It's quite sad seeing someone claiming such a great achievement using cheats and such, and then going to the local media to brag. I mean, that is the scummy thing to do. I mean, that's what got me about this, that GPS spoofer appears and then starts bragging about it. And there are some excerpts. How did you get it? With skill and patience. Do not waste time fighting gyms. Another option offered by the game's test skills against other players. There are people who like to have their Pokemon dominating gyms, but that does not serve to display new, only achieved walking looking. So poorly translated, but pretty much looks like he's avoiding the ban hammer, because if he goes to a gym, then his account will probably be flagged or something. That's what I've been hearing, is that if you're using like spoofing and your botting, it's pretty much when you go to a gym that the app reads your data and then realizes something has gone pretty wrong. So then a lot of people are just agreeing, like, I'm not here making this outrageous claim on some innocent person. Pretty much everyone on the Reddit is just talking about how there's no way this could happen, especially not leaving the country and getting those other Pokemon. So he might have thought what a lot of other people think, that you can do that. So he spoofed it, came back, and was like, yo guys, look, I caught everything, runs the local media, and the media is going to publish it. You can tell he's a GPS spoofer because his legs aren't tree trunks. from being a Pokemon master. Here's what I'm looking for. You know, there's the extra testimony. 75k facepalm. I'm now at 141 on my Pokedex, walking 15 to 25 miles a day, and I still need a friggin' muck. My breeder achievement is now reached 800 plus, not one regional egg hatch. I have also only ever hatched one Dratini from countless 10k eggs. Also, you know, it's like, it just doesn't seem right that the low amount of travel to find so many different Pokemon for this guy. I guess here's the article as well. I guess, you know, I don't understand. It's like the whole hacking, cheating thing. Why do people get, like, how do people benefit from this? That they cheat the game and they feel better than others. That they go and violate terms of service and they feel the need to brag out of it. Like, oh, haha, I won't get caught or something like that. But it's an empty victory. How can you be so ignorant and dishonest to yourself, even, that you have to tell yourself this lie to lie to other people and then feel good about it? So, tips for new players. Finally, as an expert on Pokemon Go, it offers several tips for new players. So, you know, self-proclaimed expert that in 2 months I only walked 75 kilometers and I caught all the Pokemon. Talks about, like, there's just so many weird things right here. Make the choice of baits to attract Pokemon. In half an hour, you can achieve up to 20 different Pokemon. No, if you use a bait, even with like several Pokestops around you, one, that's going to be some walking, that's going to add up to the tally. But even then, you can't receive 20 different in an hour. Maybe on your first hour, but after that's going to start dropping off. Do not waste time fighting gyms and stuff. So, yeah. Pretty much here are the pictures. Now it says content has failed to load. But I guess there were some pictures down there to kind of like prove that this guy caught them all and stuff. And I guess he had, yeah, there's like this one, if you can kind of see it. You know, that's a picture of a Kangaskhan and stuff right there. There's a Raichu. So we can see all the Pokemon, and I guess he had to say 700 or 75 kilometers because after spoofing, he shows like all of the badges and data to the news articles, and they're like, oh wow, yeah, 75 kilometers. That's great. And it also makes a better story. Like, all you plebs wasting your life walking 300 kilometers and stuff to complete the Pokedex, I didn't have to go anywhere. So it's a sad day. At the same time, it's a good day because botting is starting to get more under control. And I think that's really all that there is to say. So if you guys enjoyed the video, hope you all have a nice day. Thank you very much for watching.